welcome back to the Boston Latino TV Sports segment. I'm Gil Matos.
Y Omar Cabrera.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about NBA free agency. A lot of big free agents signing with some contenders, and certainly right now, Omar, it seems to be 4 teams up there right now that have definitely improved themselves. I'm talking about the Celtics, the Cavaliers, the Magic, and of course the defending champion, the LA Lakers.
But it's funny, Gil, how, just a few years ago we used to talk about how the Western Conference was the strongest conference. Right now, it seems like everything's shifting to the East. We have 3 teams in the East that could definitely be a possible champion for this upcoming season.
Definitely. We'll start off with the Cavaliers, who had the best record in the NBA last year, and they, of course, adding a good piece in Shaquille O'Neal, a big piece in Shaquille O'Neal. They also bring back Anderson Varejao to that team, so that team should see some improvement as well.
It could be the team to beat this year, even though I would love to say that the Celtics will be the #1 team in the East. But Cleveland is going to be definitely really dangerous with Shaquille O'Neal. We already saw Shaq winning titles in Miami and with the Lakers, so who knows, this could be the 3rd team he wins a ring with.
That's true, and the Orlando Magic, of course, lose Hideo Turkoglu, lose Courtney Lee, but they add Vince Sanity and Vince Carter, so I'm not sure if that makes them a better team or not, because Turkoglu definitely did a lot for that team, but it brings a different dimension and certainly a very athletic wing player.
I would like to say, hopefully not for the Celtics, but, like you said, he's definitely a scorer. Not a good defender like we all know, but he can definitely put, 30 points per game at least, close to it. So, it might make him definitely a different team. As we all know, it's the team that beat the Celtics, who got him eliminated, so it could be a dangerous team still.
Yeah, and I'm going to lay the smack down on you Laker fans right now, because all this talk about the Lakers maturing in the finals, they learned a lot from losing to the Celtics last year. They were finally able to pull it off. They had Ron Artest this year, in this offseason. But let's just move back a little bit. You guys won because Kevin Garnett hurt his knee. Let's make that clear. The Celtics took the Magic to 7 games. They lost in 7 games without their best player, without their best defender, without Leon Powe as well. Only reason the Lakers won, and the Magic was just a dumb team.
And also,
they just really
the Celtics didn't have a bench last year. We have to admit it. As much as we wanted the Celtics to win, they didn't have a bench, and like you said, they didn't have the best player in the playoffs. So Lakers, I think I have to agree with you on that one. That's the only reason the Lakers won last year.
And they certainly, Ron Artest does bring a lot of toughness, bring some swagger, some attitude to that team. A lot of people, you mentioned this before we started filming this, a lot of people comparing this to Dennis Rodman going over to the Bulls. The difference there, though, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan could keep Dennis Rodman in place. I don't think Kobe Bryant can keep Ron Artest. I don't think anybody can keep Ron Artest in place.
Kobe Bryant wishes he was Michael Jordan, but he can't do what Michael Jordan. People respected Michael Jordan. People respect Kobe as a player, but I don't think everybody respects him as a person. So big difference right there.
Well, and I mean, Ron Artest is just uncontrollable too. So with the chemistry factor, I think, and what that can happen and what he can bring into a clubhouse, that can explode. It can go really well. It can go bad. You don't know what's going to happen with that guy. It's just completely unpredictable. But let's talk about the Celtics, who we both agree are probably the best team in the NBA right now. And I'm not just saying that because we're in Boston right now and doing this. Again, Laker fans, you guys can criticize us later, but you guys thank Kevin Garnett. I hope you guys get well cards or whatever to him.
Send these emails.
But they had Rasheed Wallace, and definitely adding Rasheed, a guy who always leads the league in technicals, and I think he has that bad rep, a very emotional player, but also the good stuff. His teammates love him, an unselfish player, a guy who plays tremendous defense, and a guy who can play the wing, can play down in the post. He adds a lot of different dimension to the game as well.
Definitely the guy the Celtics were missing last year, coming off the bench. No disrespect to Marbury, but Marbury, he came at a bad moment, hadn't played for a while, couldn't score, but having Rasheed Wallace coming off the bench, I think that's the best thing that Celtics could have gotten this offseason. And like you said, they also, I think, having the big 3 will keep him in check. Hopefully he will not lose his coolness that much.
Yeah, and I think, Rasheed Wallace, definitely an emotional player, a guy who, like I said, brings very good defense, but also a guy who, if he's on his own team and he has to be the man on his team, probably not the best option, but here he comes, he's the 4th option in Boston. How do you guard everybody on the floor?
Yeah, and that's going to be tough for any team. That's why I don't know if we're going to see all 4 of them on the floor all the time, but at least whenever we see them on the floor together, or 3 of them on the floor, it's going to be hard for any team in the East or the West just to try to control that team right there.
Should definitely be interesting. And definitely, Laker fans, I'm giving you guys a hard time. You guys are definitely the best team in the West, but I think the East is a different story. But again, you can disagree or agree with us here, right down here in the comment box here. Leave those comments, be nice, so, YouTube always seems to go in a different direction with the comments. Leave your comments, criticize or whatever, and also check out our other videos at www.bostonlatinotv.com. For Omar Cabrera, I'm Gil Matos. See you next time.